What's up, guys? I hope everybody's having an awesome day. I had actually gotten asked by a viewer how I make my thumbnails, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the process on how I do that. The software that I will be using is Affinity Photo. I have officially transferred over from using Photoshop to Affinity Photo. Affinity Photo is only $50, so that's awesome, unlike Photoshop. You pay for it, you buy it, it's yours, you keep it, that's it. So that's really awesome, and I'm really excited about this software. So let's get started right after this. All right, guys. So I have Affinity open. This is going to be a little difficult because I have my I have to hold my mic. I don't have a mic stand right now, so for my desk. So I'm going to go ahead and work through this. We'll definitely get through this. But so this is what we're going to be creating, and I'm going to go ahead and open a new document. So File, New, and right here we have the dimensions, 1280 by 720. I'm going to go ahead and keep mine at 300 dpi. I'm going to go ahead and press OK. Go ahead and scale this down a bit. About right there. Seems about right. So now I'm going to go ahead and, because I have a transparent background, I'm going to go ahead and add a color to that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab my bucket. Sorry, I was debating whether I wanted to just use a triangle or the rectangle or the bucket. But I'm going to go ahead and use the bucket. I'm going to go ahead and add effects to it. Color overlay. And I've just always done this. It's easier for me to change colors later on. So that's the reason why I do this. So I added the effects to it. And now I'm going to go to a blue, kind of like a, let me see, kind of like a cool gray for my background. So I think it's about right there. So we're going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to add a rectangle with the rectangle tool. And I'm just going to go ahead and use that for the top. The purpose for this is because sometimes it gives you kind of like this this 3D look to it, and I really like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the stroke as well to this. So there's no stroke on there. Now, let me just go ahead and size this up so I don't have to worry about that later. And then we're going to change this. Again, I'm adding effects to it again. And we're going to go ahead and change that to color overlay black. All right, we're going to go ahead and close that. And now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. So one for the top and one for the bottom. And this is just my personal preference. Of course, you don't have to follow this exactly to the T. In fact, I would encourage you to, find your own niche and ways of, making your own thumbnail designs. But I'm just kind of like giving this because someone had asked, showing. So now I'm going to create my text. And now that I got my text, I'm going to go ahead and type in. We're going to go ahead and type in Auto Fusion. All right. Lowercase. Oops. All right, we got Auto Fusion. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the font that I'm going to use. The font that I use is right now is Impact. So got Impact. Now I'm going to go ahead and change the color to this one. It's going to be orange. I'm just going to guesstimate right now. I can grab the color from the logo, the exact color later. Alright, so we got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a stroke to this. Oh, not yet. I gotta change this to white. Sorry, that was black. It's supposed to be black because I added a. I'm gonna add a white stroke to it. Okay. So now we're going to effects, outline, and I'm gonna go ahead and change that to white, and go ahead and bring that up a bit. Alright guys, so now that we got the outline, we're going to go ahead and click close. And now I'm going to go ahead and shear this. So I wanted to say skew because that's what I would use in Photoshop, but I'm going to go ahead and shear. And you can see how those two arrows are pointing to the left and to the right. So you just click on your mouse and pull. And I think that's good enough right there. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and create the other text. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. All right. And now I'm going to change this to how to make a thumbnail. Alright, now I'm going to bring that over by using the hand tool, which helps position. And then I'm going to go ahead and scale this down. And while I'm clicking this, or before I click, I'm going to hit Command and hold the button down on my mouse pad, the left button, at the same time. Okay, I'm just going to center everything right now. And then for this, I'm going to change this color. Oops. We'll change the outline to kind of like a pinkish, purplish color. But we're going to make it darker. Close that out, and then change the text color from black to a kind of like a yellowish color. Well, a yellow color. Alright. I forgot I needed to add a outline to that as well. Well, the outline's added, but I need to bring up the radius. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and close that, and now I'm going to go ahead and resize that. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate again. Bring that one down. And we're going to change this to in Affinity Photo. Alright, so I don't usually type that slow, but I got my one mic in one hand and typing with my pinky. Okay, so we're going to change this text to white, and the outline is going to be black. And then I'm going to go ahead and reduce this one down to about right there. And I'm going to go ahead and scale this one up. bring this one down just a little bit. Give it a little breathing room. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my navigation bar up here. And this is cool. This is always good to have out, so that way you can see how it's going to look when when you can see it on the phone. So that looks pretty good to me. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift and go ahead and select all of these three. And now I'm going to rotate. Oops. I got to pick this one up too. Shift. All right, now we got all three selected. Now we're going to go ahead and rotate. And of course, you don't have to rotate this. If you want to leave it straight, you can. I'm just kind of like giving it a little bit of interest. So it doesn't have to be too perfect right now. Now I'm going to go over to how I get my bottle. So usually when I have a product, like I'll go outside and grab my phone and take a picture of it outside, and then I'll bring it into Affinity Photo and remove the background. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I actually created this bottle in Affinity Design, so I'm using that as my product bottle right now. But it would be the same for any other bottle that you take a picture of, or really anything that you're going to take a background out of. So let's go ahead and do that. Right now I'm going to go ahead and use the pen tool, and let me go ahead and scale this up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to select. I'm using the pencil, and right now I'm just doing it rough. I mean, I'm keeping it straight, but when it comes to these curves, I'm going just a little bit out, because later I'm going to come back and fix that. That wasn't straight. So I'm just getting as close as I can. It's okay if you take a little bit off, like that's okay. Because it's so small, the thumbnail is pretty small, you really can't tell. But if you want to be a perfectionist, then like I'm sometimes that way too. But yeah, just take your time. And now I'm going to go ahead and go to the node tool. I'm sorry. I'm going to scale this up. And there's like this little icon that comes up. Small little icon. And you just click, hold, and bring that out. And if you want to fix this in here, like, because these aren't straight, we can fix that. See this? This actually takes some time. I usually will try to get as perfect as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, and I'm going to just basically be doing this all the way around. So when I'm done, we'll go on to the next step. So hang tight. Alright guys, so now that I got that selected, I'm going to go ahead and go to our pen tool again. And when we go to the pen tool, there's some things, a couple of things that come up. Select if you want to make the selection, and the mask, which is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and click mask. So now that we clicked mask, the background is gone. But this is what's cool about Affinity Photo. So if I go and let me get my node tool again, we can still adjust. See, if I pull forward, there's the background. But you can still adjust. So if there's any fine tuning that you need to do, you can go ahead and still do that with. So it's kind of like a non-destructive situation. So I'm just gonna hit undo. Now I'm gonna go ahead and select this. Oops. Yeah, we didn't cut it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and select that and copy. And we're gonna go to our project here. And now I'm gonna go ahead and Command V. So now we have our bottle here. And I'm going to go ahead and scale this down. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to the top of the layer. You can do it this way, or yeah, so just bring it up to the top. And now you can see that there's still a little bit of area that I missed, like around here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my pen tool again, and then actually go to my node tool, and I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so that looks better. Now I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, what are we going to do now? Okay, I'm going to make a duplicate of this bottle, because I'm going to use it as a reflection. So duplicate it, and then arrange, flip vertical, and bring it to the bottom, so that way you have some sort of, looks like it has a reflection. And bring down the opacity to taste. So, alright, there's that. Alright guys, now that we got that, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the text and go ahead and scale that up a little bit. And now I'm just going to position, I'm trying to get the angle of it kind of like lined up with the cap. Like it's kind of like launching off. The other thing too is, like, if you want to add something to the background, which I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to add anything to this background, but if you wanted to add something to the background, basically all you would do is just add another layer. So you would add like another layer, whether it's a photo or anything like that, and put it in between, I'm not in between, but on the bottom of these two rectangles. So if you look at some of my thumbnails, you'll see like a little bit in the background, like maybe it was a picture that I had taken the headlight or of the car or a part of the car and implement it in the background just to give it a little bit more texture and visual appeal. It's just one of those things that's kind of like back there, tucked away, but you would notice it if it was gone. So yeah, guys, that's basically how I do my thumbnails. And to for the person that asked me about the question, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and I'm so happy that I was able to show at least what I like to do, because I love messing around with Photoshop, Illustrator, and now Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer. So it's really awesome. Thank you again for the question, and I hope y'all were able to learn something. And I hope everybody has an awesome day. If you liked the video too, as well, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and God bless. Take care.